There is a quiet strength that comes when we allow our attention to rest softly on the present moment. It does not need to be forced or held tightly. Gentle awareness is like the way sunlight falls on a garden. It touches everything, but it does not demand anything. When we learn to place our attention in this way, life begins to feel less heavy, and our hearts can find a more natural rhythm. Many people believe that attention must be sharp, almost like a tool cutting into the world. But there is another way. We can learn to notice things without pressing down on them, without judgment or hurry. This kind of attention does not make us tired. It refreshes us, because it is closer to how life itself moves. A river does not rush to prove its strength. It flows, steady and patient, and in that movement we can see true power. In our daily lives, we are often pulled in many directions. There are voices, tasks, and worries that keep calling for us. If we always respond with intensity, we soon feel exhausted. But when we practice gentle awareness, we begin to see that not everything needs our full weight. We can allow small details to simply be noticed, like the sound of a bird or the coolness of air on our skin. These moments remind us that peace is not somewhere far away. It is already here, waiting for our softer gaze. Gentle attention is not weakness. It is a quiet form of courage. To face life without clinging or resisting, but simply meeting it as it is, that is where calmness begins. And from calmness, a deeper wisdom slowly rises. When we notice something, our first impulse is often to reach for it. We want to hold it, name it, or make it part of a story. But gentle attention asks us to notice without grasping. It is the art of seeing clearly and allowing what we see to remain free. Imagine looking at the sky. Clouds move across it in many shapes and colors. We can admire them, but we cannot hold them. If we try, our hands come back empty. In the same way, our thoughts and feelings pass through the mind. They appear, they change, and they disappear. To notice without grasping means to give space. A bird sings, and we hear it. Then the sound fades, and we let it go. A memory comes, perhaps bringing warmth or pain, and we watch it without pulling it closer. This is not indifference. It is a gentle respect for the way life flows. By not clinging, we allow each moment to be exactly as it is. Many of our struggles begin when we grasp too tightly. We want good moments to stay forever, and we want painful moments to vanish at once. But life does not follow these wishes. It has its own rhythm, its own movement. When we learn to open our hands and release our grip, something beautiful happens. We become lighter. We discover that freedom is not found in controlling every detail, but in meeting life with open palms. Noticing without grasping teaches us patience. It shows us that nothing needs to be rushed, and nothing needs to be forced. In this gentle way of seeing, we find that each moment carries a quiet beauty, and each passing detail becomes enough. If we listen carefully, we can notice that thoughts do not run in one unbroken line. Between one thought and the next, there is a pause. Often it is very small, so small that we overlook it. But in that space, there is a quietness that feels different from the noise of the mind. It is like the stillness between two notes in music, a silence that gives the song its shape. Without that pause, music would only be a rush of sound. Without the space between thoughts, our minds would only be confusion. This space is not empty in a cold way. It carries a gentle calm, like the hush of evening before the stars appear. When we notice it, even for a brief moment, our hearts soften. We begin to sense that we are not only the stream of thoughts that passes through us. There is something deeper, something steady, that holds those thoughts and lets them rise and fall. In daily life, it can be easy to feel caught inside our thinking, as if we are trapped in a constant storm of words and images. But when we rest in the small spaces between thoughts, we discover a wider sky. The storm is still there, but it is not all there is. This wider sky cannot be owned or controlled. It simply welcomes everything and allows it to pass through. Paying attention to the space between thoughts does not mean pushing thoughts away. It means noticing the rhythm of mind. Thought, pause, and gently resting in that natural rhythm. In this way, we learn that stillness is never far. It waits quietly, even in the busiest day, ready to hold us with its soft strength. Daily life often feels sharp. Tasks, conversations, and worries can press against us like stones, with hard edges. When we move quickly, these edges cut more deeply, leaving us restless and tired. But when we bring gentle attention, those same edges can soften. Life may not change in its outer form, but the way we meet it can become kinder. Softening does not mean escaping from responsibilities. It means approaching them with a lighter touch. Washing dishes, for example, can feel like a heavy duty if we hurry through it. But if we soften our approach, it becomes a quiet rhythm of water, movement, and simple presence. Even in this small act, peace can be found. In the same way, conversations can soften when we listen without trying to win, when we let words pass through us rather than striking us. We may think that only big moments carry meaning, but gentle attention shows us that small things also hold value. The way sunlight rests on a wall, the way a breeze brushes across the skin, the way a stranger's smile appears for only a second. These are all places where the edges of life can soften. When we notice them, our hearts remember that life is not only struggle. It also carries a tender side, waiting to be seen. To soften is not weakness. It is strength shaped by kindness. Hardness tries to break what is difficult, but softness moves with it, allowing both burden and beauty to exist side by side. As we soften the edges of daily life, we discover that peace is not a distant goal. It is already present, hidden in the ordinary moments we too often pass by. Breath is with us from the moment we are born until the moment we leave this world. Yet most of the time we do not notice it. It moves on its own, carrying us through each hour, whether we pay attention or not. When we bring gentle awareness to our breathing, something begins to change. Each breath becomes less of a background event and more of a quiet companion. To breathe with a light heart means to meet each breath without pressure. There is no need to control it, no need to measure it. The breath knows its own path. When we notice it with softness, we begin to feel supported. It is as if life itself is reminding us that we do not always need to push forward. Sometimes it is enough simply to be carried by the rhythm of inhaling and exhaling. In moments of difficulty, the breath is a faithful guide. When we are worried, the mind may race in circles, but the breath is still here. When we are tired, the breath continues gently. By resting our attention on it, not with force but with kindness, we remember that we are part of a larger flow. Each breath connects us to the air around us, to the trees, to the world itself. Breathing with a light heart does not make our problems vanish, but it changes the way we hold them. Instead of being crushed under their weight, we can give ourselves small spaces of ease. In these spaces, we touch something steady and peaceful. Every breath, no matter how simple, can become a reminder that life is here, and that in this very moment we are alive. So often we look for beauty in faraway places, or in moments that feel grand and special. Yet the quiet truth is that beauty is already woven into the fabric of our ordinary days. It lives in the way morning light enters a room, in the sound of footsteps on a familiar street, in the smell of tea rising from a simple cup. These moments do not shout for our attention. They wait quietly, like gentle friends, ready to be noticed. When we move too quickly, we step over these small gifts without seeing them. Our minds rush toward what is next, and the present moment slips away. But when we bring gentle awareness, the ordinary opens itself. The small becomes meaningful. We may see a leaf trembling in the wind and realize it holds the same wonder as a great mountain. We may notice a child's laughter and feel it touch something deep inside us, more lasting than any achievement. The beauty of ordinary moments is that they do not depend on wealth, youth, or perfect circumstances. They are available to every person wherever life has placed them. To notice them is to remember that life is not measured only by success or failure, but by the tenderness of the moments we live along the way. In truth, ordinary moments are not small at all. They are the foundation of our days, the threads that weave together to form the fabric of a life. When we honor them, we learn that joy does not need to be chased. It is already here, hidden in plain sight, waiting for a gentle gaze to reveal it. Silence is often misunderstood. Many people think it is only the absence of sound, a gap between words or noises. But true silence is something deeper. It is a living presence that holds us, even in the middle of a busy day. When we rest in silence, we are not running away from the world. We are entering a space that allows us to see the world more clearly. In silence, the mind begins to slow down. The constant stream of stories and opinions grows softer, like a river becoming calm after heavy rain. We may still hear sounds around us: a car passing, a door closing, a bird calling, but they no longer feel like intrusions. They simply rise and fall within the wider silence that surrounds them. Resting in silence does not require a special place. It can happen in a crowded home, in a waiting room, or while sitting under a tree. The key is not the absence of sound, but the way we meet each moment. If we welcome stillness, even for a few breaths, silence reveals itself. It becomes a quiet companion, offering us space to breathe and space to be. Many of us are afraid of silence because it feels empty. But when we stay with it gently, we find it is not empty at all. It is full of life, full of presence. It reminds us that we do not always need to fill the air with words or actions. Sometimes, the greatest wisdom comes from simply being still. In silence, we remember that we are more than our tasks, more than our voices. We are part of a vast and quiet wholeness, always here, waiting for our return. The world often urges us to move quickly. We hurry to finish tasks, to reach destinations, to solve problems before the next ones appear. But when every step is rushed, life begins to blur. We pass through days without truly touching them. Walking slowly through the world is a way of remembering that each step has value, that each moment can be lived fully. To walk slowly does not only mean the pace of our feet, it is also the pace of our hearts. Even when our schedule is full, we can carry a slower spirit inside us. We can choose to meet each task one by one, instead of letting them pile on top of us like a heavy load. In this way, walking slowly becomes a way of being gentle with ourselves, a way of softening the pressure that life can bring. When we walk slowly, we begin to notice what was hidden before. The colors of the sky shift more clearly. The faces of people around us show more depth. Even the sound of our own steps reminds us that we are alive, here and now. Each step connects us to the ground, and the ground connects us to all who walk it, past, present, and future. Walking slowly is not about wasting time. It is about giving time its true shape. We discover that the value of life is not measured by speed, but by presence. The slower path allows us to meet the world with open eyes, and to see beauty in places we once overlooked. In moving gently, we find that the world itself becomes more gentle, offering us peace with every step we take. There are times in life when we resist what is happening. We wish things were different, or we hold tightly to how they used to be. This resistance feels heavy, like carrying a stone in the chest. But when we open the heart to what is, the weight begins to soften. We learn to meet life as it comes, not as we demand it to be. Opening the heart does not mean we must like everything that happens. Pain, loss, and change will still visit us. But when we stop fighting against them, we discover that they do not crush us in the way we feared. The heart has a wide space, wider than we often realize. It can hold both joy and sorrow, both certainty and doubt. This openness does not break us. It helps us endure. Sometimes, opening the heart simply means pausing for a breath and saying, "This is how it is right now." No judgment, no blame, just an honest acceptance. From that acceptance, a gentle strength appears. We find that we do not need to push life away, nor do we need to cling to it. We can stand quietly, with open hands, and let each moment arrive and depart in its own time. When the heart opens in this way, even ordinary days feel different. A simple meal, a short walk, or a quiet evening can carry a quiet richness. Life is no longer something we must control. It becomes something we share, something we live with. In this openness, peace begins to settle, and gratitude rises naturally, like light filling a window at dawn. As we come to the end of these reflections, I would like to pause in a moment of gratitude. The path of gentle attention is not a destination, but a way of walking through life. It reminds us that peace is already here, waiting in the quiet moments, ready to be discovered again and again. Each word I have spoken is offered with a sincere wish that it may bring a little lightness to your days. If even one sentence has touched your heart, then our time together has found its meaning. In listening, you have shared your time and your openness, and that is something very precious. I would also like to express my deep appreciation for those who support this channel in many ways. Your kind actions, whether through a like, a subscription, or a thoughtful comment, create a circle of connection that allows these words to continue reaching others. For those who have offered support through super thanks or membership, please know that your generosity is received with humility and heartfelt gratitude. It is a reminder that we are walking this path together, across distance, across cultures, and across time. May the spirit of gentle attention accompany you as you move through your days. May it soften the weight of difficulty, and may it open your eyes to the quiet beauty that is always near. Thank you for being here, for listening with patience, and for sharing this moment. In the silence that follows, may you find rest, and in the days to come, may you find peace.